Welcome to Akahi News. I am Joseph Iyaji. The Nigerian military has arrested 2 persons suspected of involvement in human organ trafficking during a security operation in Benue State. Human organ trafficking is one of the most disturbing crimes anywhere in the world because it targets vulnerable people and treats human life as a commodity, which is wrong. Who are the suspects in this case? Where were they arrested? How did the troops make the arrest? And what does this tell us about the fight against organized crime in Nigeria? Let's analyze it together very critically. Point 1. What really happened? Akahi News gathered that troops of Operation White Stroke arrested 2 suspected human organ traffickers during a security patrol in Kasinala local government area of Benue State. According to the military, the operation followed credible intelligence received by security operatives. The suspects were taken into custody while investigations have commenced to determine the full extent of their alleged activities and whether they are connected to a wider criminal network. It is important to emphasize that the suspects have only been arrested. Under Nigerian law, they remain innocent unless a competent court finds them guilty. Take note of that. Point 2. Who is involved in this report? The major parties involved in this case include troops of Operation White Stroke who carried out the operation, the 2 suspected traffickers whose identities had not been officially disclosed at the time of reporting, security investigators who are expected to continue the investigation, and potential victims and any other persons who may be connected to the alleged criminal activities. This means the investigation may still uncover additional facts in the coming days. Point 3. Where and when did it happen? The arrest took place in Kasinala local government area of Benue State, an area where Operation White Stroke has continued to conduct security operations against different forms of criminality. The operation was announced on 14th of July 2026 as part of the military's ongoing efforts to improve security across the region. Point 4. Why is this story important today? This is not an ordinary criminal case. Human organ trafficking is considered one of the most serious forms of organized crime because it exploits vulnerable people for financial gain. Beyond violating the law, it also violates human dignity and fundamental human rights. That is bad. If such criminal networks are allowed to grow, they can create fear and undermine public confidence in the country's healthcare and security system. Point 5. How did security operatives make the arrest? According to the military, the operation was intelligence-driven. Rather than acting randomly, troops reportedly received credible information that led them to the suspects. This shows that modern security operations depend increasingly on intelligence gathering and cooperation from members of the public without useful information from citizens. Many organized criminal networks remain difficult to detect. Point 6. Let's go deeper on our critical analysis now. 6A. Intelligence is becoming Nigeria's strongest weapon. That is good. One positive lesson from this operation is the growing importance of intelligence-led security. When security agencies receive timely and reliable information, they are better positioned to stop criminal activities. Before more people become victims, this highlights why citizens should continue reporting suspicious activities instead of remaining silent. 6b. Organ trafficking requires a national response. If the allegations are eventually proven, this case will demonstrate that organized crime continues to evolve beyond kidnapping, armed robbery, and terrorism. Nigeria must therefore strengthen collaboration among security agencies, health care regulators, immigration authorities, and the judiciary to dismantle criminal networks involved in trafficking. Point 6c. Justice must be based on evidence. Although the allegations are disturbing, Nigerians should avoid condemning the suspect before the legal process is completed. An arrest is only the beginning of a criminal investigation. The courts, not public opinion, will determine whether the evidence supports a conviction. Point 7. What this means for Nigerians at large. This development reminds every Nigerian to remain vigilant. Parents should educate their children about suspicious offers involving especially jobs, traveling, medical procedures. Communities should report unusual activities to security agencies without delay. Fighting organized crime is not the responsibility of government alone. Take note of that and pay attention. It requires an alert and informed public. Okay? Finally, the arrest of 2 suspected organ traffickers is encouraging, but it should not lead to complacency. The real success will be measured by whether investigators can uncover the entire network, rescue any victims, prosecute those responsible, and prevent similar crimes from occurring again in the future. A safer Nigeria depends on effective intelligence, professional investigations, fair trials, and active cooperation between citizens and security agencies. And now to my viewers and listeners, what do you think concerning this report? Do you think Nigeria needs tougher punishment for crimes such as human organ trafficking? And what more should government and communities do to protect vulnerable people from organized criminal networks? I want you to share your opinion, your thoughts using the comment section below. If you found this analysis valuable, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Akahi News. Don't forget this platform is Akahi News. The full story and more exclusive analysis is available on akahinews.org. Thank you for watching. I am Joseph Iyaji.